General Hospital spoilers, Holly reveals the truth in court. Sasha is in great danger. Port Charles is on the verge of an eruption. Tensions are high, loyalties are tested, and truths long buried are about to shatter lives. In a week where courtroom confessions steal breath and a beloved heroine finds herself staring down a terrifying fate, General Hospital promises emotional fireworks like never before. Buckle up, soap fans, because when Holly Sutton takes a stand, nothing will ever be the same. And while the city reels from her bombshells, Sasha Gilmore's world turns into a ticking time bomb. Let's dive deep into this explosive storyline. The Corinthos family has long been the epicenter of courtroom drama in Port Charles, but this time the shockwaves come from the most unexpected source: Holly Sutton. Elegant, mysterious, and always 10 steps ahead, Holly has returned to Port Charles not just to reconcile with old friends, but to settle scores, correct past mistakes, and make amends for a secret that could destroy a legacy. As the trial over the disappearance of Victor Cassadine's final estate assets reaches a boiling point, Holly takes the witness stand in a packed courtroom. The charges are complex, involving offshore accounts, false identities, and decades-old secrets. Laura Collins and Robert Scorpio sit anxiously, both aware that what Holly is about to say could bring peace or ignite war. In a voice trembling yet resolute, Holly drops the bomb. "I wasn't just Victor's prisoner. I was his confidant. And I have proof of everything he did, including what he did to Luke." Gasps ripple through the gallery. For years, the fate of Luke Spencer has been a dangling thread. Though presumed dead in a cable car explosion orchestrated by Victor, whispers of survival persisted. Now, Holly confirms that Luke was indeed alive long after the explosion, and that Victor used him as leverage to keep Holly silent. The courtroom erupts. Tracy Quartermain screams, tears falling freely. "You knew? You knew all this time and said nothing?" Robert looks stricken, torn between his love for Holly and the betrayal stinging his soul. But Holly doesn't flinch. "Victor had my son, too. Ethan was being held in Greece. If I said anything, Victor would have killed him and Luke both. I made the only choice I could." Judge Corbin tries to maintain order, but it's too late. The proceedings have veered into emotional chaos. Holly continues, revealing secret documents passed to her by Victor. Documents that implicate not just him, but also a mysterious associate known only as the Raven, who now holds the key to the next phase of destruction. While the courtroom drama unfolds, across town, Sasha Gilmore finds herself lured into what seems like an opportunity, but quickly devolves into something sinister. Sasha, now stabilized after months of trauma, has started rebuilding her life. With Deception undergoing a rebrand and Maxie Jones asking her to return as the face of the company, Sasha's finally feeling like she has purpose again. But lurking beneath the surface is a shadowy figure with ties to both Victor's old empire and Cyrus Renault's lingering influence. A mysterious investor named Delaney Cross approaches Sasha with a new philanthropic initiative, a women's wellness campaign promising resources for trauma survivors. Sasha, moved by the mission and eager to help others like her, signs on. What she doesn't know is that Delaney isn't who he says he is. Enter Gladys Corbin. After disappearing in disgrace following her betrayal of Sasha, many believed Gladys would never return to Port Charles. But she's back, and she's begging for forgiveness. More surprisingly, she's also offering a warning. "You're in danger, Sasha. The man you're working with, Delaney Cross, that's not his real name. And he's not just after your company. He's after you." Sasha doesn't know what to believe. Gladys has lied before, exploited her grief, and nearly destroyed her. But there's something different this time, something haunted in Gladys's eyes. Gladys reveals she's been threatened by the same people behind Delaney's rise. She hands Sasha a flash drive, urging her to look at the contents. Sasha hesitates, but what she sees chills her to the core. Surveillance footage, wire transfers, and a list of targeted women, with her name at the top. Sasha turns to Maxie and Cody Bell, both of whom have stood by her during her darkest moments. Together, they start digging into Delaney Cross, only to discover that he's a front for the same organization that funded the psychiatric abuse Sasha suffered under Dr. Montague. Montague, it seems, was just a pawn. The real mastermind is a faceless syndicate known as the Hydra, remnants of Victor Cassadine's shadow network, now scattered but still deadly. Cody, using contacts from his time with the WSB, uncovers a terrifying truth. Sasha is slated to be abducted, reconditioned, and repurposed as a corporate mouthpiece for Hydra's healing clinics, a front for psychological manipulation and human experimentation. As Sasha prepares for a deception event at the Metro Court, everything seems perfect. Too perfect. That's when the lights go out. In the chaos, masked men descend on Sasha backstage. Cody fights two off, but one injects Sasha with a sedative. She collapses, barely conscious, as Maxie screams for help. Dante arrives just in time. Gun drawn, he forces the last attacker to surrender. Sasha is rushed to GH, barely breathing. The sedative was laced with a paralytic agent, a dose meant to keep her under for days. Finn and Portia work together to stabilize her, but the prognosis is grim. She's fighting, Finn whispers, but someone really wanted her silenced. Anna Devane, now firmly back in her WSB groove, joins forces with Jason Morgan. Jason's return from the dead has been tumultuous, but in this moment, he's laser-focused. The people targeting Sasha could be connected to the group that brainwashed him. Anna uncovers evidence linking Delaney Cross to a biotech front in Berlin. Jason agrees to go overseas. Before leaving, he visits Sasha in her hospital room, placing a hand gently on hers. You've survived worse. Hang on a little longer. Jason and Anna take off that night. Their mission? Infiltrate Hydra's stronghold, recover the formula used on Sasha, and bring back the evidence needed to dismantle the network once and for all. Back in court, Holly's revelations force the judge to delay the verdict. Tracy is furious and emotionally wrecked. Robert doesn't speak to Holly at all. Later that evening, Holly receives a call. A distorted voice speaks. That was a mistake. You brought us into the light. You think the truth will save you, but it will only destroy everything you love. Starting with Ethan. She screams into the phone as it cuts out. The threat is clear. The Raven, whoever he or she is, has declared war. After 2 harrowing days in a medically induced coma, Sasha finally wakes. Tears stream down Maxie's face as she whispers, "You're okay. You made it." But Sasha's eyes are different now. Not broken. Not afraid. They tried to take my life again, she tells Maxie. They almost won. Not anymore. I'm done being a victim. She asks to see Gladys. When Gladys enters the room, Sasha doesn't lash out. She simply says, "Tell me everything. All of it. If I'm going to stop them, I need to know everything you know." Gladys nods. Redemption may be possible, but it won't come easy. Tracy tracks down a mysterious lead in Istanbul. Could Luke be alive after all? Carly finds herself pulled into Sasha's war, thanks to a surprising connection to Hydra. Ava receives a disturbing package, a feather and a blood-stained photo of Nicholas. Brooklyn catches Chase in a devastating lie. Can their engagement survive the truth? Jason and Anna uncover a WSB mole who's been protecting Hydra from within. With Holly Sutton's truth bomb shattering the courtroom and Sasha Gilmore emerging from the ashes once again to face a new kind of terror, General Hospital is firing on all cylinders. The past is bleeding into the present and no one, not the Spencers, not the Cassadines, not even the WSB, can predict what happens next. One thing is certain, Port Charles will never be the same again. Stay tuned for more heartbreak, heroism, and high-stakes intrigue, because when GH brings the drama, it brings it big.